Chosen one, your wallet had never been this full. God funded it. There are moments in life when the shift becomes visible. Not just felt, not just sensed, but seen in undeniable ways. You are entering a time where the internal work you have done is beginning to translate into tangible, physical reward. The abundance you are stepping into is not random. It is not sudden. It is not accidental. It is the result of the spiritual growth, emotional maturity, and deep resilience you have cultivated. You learned how to stay steady when life tested you. You learned how to keep your heart open when disappointment tried to harden it. You learned how to walk forward even when the path was unclear. That is why you are ready. That is why the fullness is arriving. The chosen one does not receive before they are prepared. You are prepared now. Before we go deeper into this message, chosen one, stay with this video until the end. And write your warmest wishes and the number 144. This is not a ritual to control the universe. This is alignment. This is declaration. This is you saying, I am ready to receive. I am ready to be a vessel for the energy of abundance. Your wishes matter. Your voice matters. Your frequency has weight in the unseen world. When you write your wishes and 144, you energize what is already in motion and welcome its form. Chosen one, press the hype button, like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's start. Now we continue. The fullness you are stepping into is not simply about money. Money is a symbol. Money is a tool. Money is an outward reflection of an internal state. When the spirit feels lacking, money cannot stay. When the spirit is aligned, money flows naturally. You have been learning how to align. You have been learning how to hold your value rather than begging for your worth. You have been learning how to place yourself where you are seen rather than trying to be seen by those who cannot recognize you. These are not small shifts. They are shifts that change the course of a life. You may not have noticed it at first. The changes arrived quietly. You began responding differently. You began forgiving yourself instead of criticizing yourself. You began choosing peace instead of drama. You began choosing healing instead of repeating patterns. These moments did not seem dramatic while they were happening. They seemed quiet, simple, ordinary. Yet these were the moments that changed everything. These moments shaped the chosen one. Life used to feel heavier than it does now. There were seasons when you felt that no matter how hard you tried, progress was slow. Growth was difficult. Doors felt closed. Opportunities felt distant. You were being tempered during that time. Tempered like metal in heat. Strengthened from the inside out. The chosen one does not break. The chosen one is reshaped. Every delay refined your endurance. Every silence built your clarity. Every disappointment sharpened your direction. You learned not to chase what was not aligned. You learned not to force what was resisting. You learned to release without resentment. That is what positioned you for wealth that does not slip away. The abundance that is coming is abundance that stays. Not abundance that arrives and disappears. Not abundance that exhausts you to maintain. This abundance moves with your rhythm. It comes from a place of inner stability. It is supported by the identity you have built. You will not have to sacrifice your peace to keep it. You will not have to beg for it to remain. You will not have to fear that it will be taken. This blessing is not external. It is internal. It is the expression of your alignment. Chosen one, there was a time when receiving felt unsafe. Receiving felt unfamiliar. Receiving felt like something you had to justify or prove yourself worthy of. You do not feel that way anymore. You now understand that receiving is part of the cycle of existence. Giving without receiving leads to depletion. Receiving without giving leads to stagnation. You have given. You have poured into others. You have supported. You have listened. You have held space. You have carried more than most knew. You have loved when love required sacrifice. Now you are being filled. This is balance. There is a profound difference between wealth that is forced and wealth that is aligned. Forced wealth is pursued with anxiety, fear, scarcity, and comparison. Aligned wealth rises from clarity, purpose, expansion, and inner trust. The chosen one receives aligned wealth because the chosen one has developed the inner conditions that allow abundance to remain. You no longer sabotage opportunities. You no longer doubt your capability. You no longer dismiss your gifts. You no longer shrink to avoid attention. You no longer fear being seen. This is maturity. This is evolution. Your income rising is not coincidence. Your opportunities expanding is not coincidence. The people entering your life now are not random. You are attracting differently because you are vibrating differently. Your energy speaks before your mouth does. Your presence arrives before your voice does. You are signaling to the universe that you are ready to carry more because you have learned to carry yourself. There is something sacred about the chosen one realizing their own value. For so long, you gave your value away. You allowed others to define you. You internalized beliefs that did not belong to you. You carried narratives that were never yours to hold. The moment you released those narratives, your trajectory changed. You no longer move from emptiness. You move from fullness. You no longer seek love outside yourself. You recognize love as something you carry inside. Wealth flows toward clarity. You have become clear. Your wallet becoming full represents something deeper. It represents the healing of your relationship with receiving. It represents the dissolving of inner resistance. It represents the restoration of self-trust. The chosen one is not walking into wealth to prove anything. The chosen one walks into wealth as a natural extension of who they have become. You will notice that this abundance feels gentle. It does not rush. It does not overwhelm. It arrives gracefully. It meets you where you are. This is how you know it is aligned. You are not being asked to abandon yourself. You are being asked to embody yourself. There is no tension, only unfolding. Money itself carries no moral meaning. The intention behind it does. The chosen one is guided to use wealth with wisdom, to support what is meaningful, to nourish what brings growth, to uplift rather than to impress, to expand rather than to control. Wealth reveals character. Your character is ready. Your life is about to feel different. Not because something external changed first, because you changed internally. The fullness you see in your wallet is a reflection of the fullness that has arrived in your spirit. Stay grounded. Stay aware. Stay open. The next wave is already approaching. You may begin noticing that your relationship with receiving has shifted. There was a time when good things entering your life created tension inside you. It felt unfamiliar to be supported. It felt uncomfortable to be provided for. You were accustomed to earning everything through effort, self-sacrifice, and emotional labor. Receiving without struggle felt impossible. This was not because you were unworthy of receiving. It was because your heart had not yet learned how to trust abundance. Trusting abundance requires trusting yourself. Trusting yourself requires understanding your own value beyond what you produce for others. You had to learn that you are worthy simply by existing, not by performing. This learning was not intellectual. It was emotional. It required you to face the parts of yourself that felt unworthy, unseen, or forgotten. The chosen one goes through seasons of deep inner work, where the world cannot see the transformation, but the soul feels every layer of it. You may have experienced a sense of being emptied before being filled, a sense of being stripped down to your essence, a sense of being reconstructed spiritually. The world does not understand how valuable these seasons are. These seasons prepare you to hold what you once believed was too big for you. Your abundance is not just about money. It is about stability. It is about the ability to make decisions without fear. It is about the ability to choose the life that aligns with you rather than the life expected of you. It is about the ability to care for yourself with gentleness. It is about the ability to support others from fullness rather than depletion. Money simply reflects the level of self-trust you have cultivated. When you trust yourself, you no longer fear resources. You learn how to guide and direct them. The chosen one often learns financial maturity in silence. While others speak about wealth loudly, the chosen one learns quietly. You learned how to spend with intention. You learned how to invest in what nourishes you rather than what numbs you. You learned how to let go of what drains you financially, emotionally, or spiritually. You learned how to choose what aligns. These choices mattered. They shaped your relationship with abundance. They opened your capacity to hold more. There may have been moments where you questioned whether all of this work would ever reveal something tangible. There may have been moments where you wondered if the inner transformation would ever reach the physical world. It is reaching now. You are entering a period where results become visible. When your inner world reaches clarity, your outer world follows. There is no exception. This is natural law. The chosen one does not see the reward immediately, because the chosen one is learning how to sustain reward. Many people receive abundance before they are emotionally ready and lose it quickly. That will not be your story. The fullness entering your life is sustainable. This is wealth with maturity behind it. This is wealth with wisdom supporting it. This is wealth that flows through you rather than overwhelms you. You will know how to handle it because you learned how to handle yourself. When a person can sit with their own emotions, they can sit with their blessings. When a person can stay grounded in uncertainty, they can stay grounded in expansion. You have learned how to stay grounded. There is a quiet confidence forming within you. Not arrogance, not superiority. Confidence that comes from knowing your value without declaring it loudly. Confidence that does not require the validation of others. Confidence that does not waver when you are misunderstood. Confidence that is rooted in identity rather than circumstance. This is the type of confidence that abundance recognizes and responds to. Your presence will begin to feel different to others. People may notice that you carry yourself differently. You may speak more slowly, more intentionally, more calmly. You are not rushed. You are not reaching. You are not trying to be chosen. You know you are chosen. This awareness changes everything. It changes how you move. It changes what you tolerate. It changes what you pursue. It changes what you release. You are no longer drawn to environments built on scarcity or competition. You no longer feel compelled to prove your worth. You no longer feel the need to be understood by everyone. You no longer invest energy in what drains you. You are conserving your power for what matters. This is elevation. Elevation is not loud. It is subtle, steady, intentional. As abundance continues to enter your life, you may begin to restructure your priorities. You may feel drawn to invest in peace. You may feel drawn to cultivate beauty in your space. You may feel called to create. You may feel called to rest without guilt. You may feel called to tend to your body, your mind, your environment, your relationships. Wealth will not change who you are. Wealth will support who you already are. Your wallet being full symbolizes something much greater than financial increase. It symbolizes a healed identity. It symbolizes a restored sense of self. It symbolizes a grounded spirit. It symbolizes clarity of purpose. The chosen one does not receive wealth to become someone else. The chosen one receives wealth to become more of who they truly are. You have been walking toward this moment for a long time, not by accident, not by luck. Through growth, awareness, reflection, sacrifice, patience, and courage. You earned your clarity. You earned your grounding. You earned your peace. Now you receive the reflection of that work. Remain steady, remain open, remain present. There is a moment in the chosen one's journey when everything begins to make sense in a new way. Not because the world has suddenly become easier, but because your understanding has deepened. You no longer interpret difficulties as punishment. You no longer interpret delays as rejection. You no longer interpret silence as abandonment. You recognize now that each phase of your journey has shaped you with intention. Every stage was necessary. Every lesson had purpose. The chosen one is guided through refinement, not convenience. This is why the fullness entering your life feels aligned rather than accidental. You are not surprised by the blessing. You are prepared for it. Your spirit feels ready. Your heart feels open. Your mind has softened. You are not resisting what is coming to you. You are welcoming it. There is no internal conflict anymore. You are no longer fighting your own growth. You are allowing yourself to expand without questioning whether you deserve it. The chosen one had to outgrow old versions of self. This was not simple. It involved emotional shedding. It involved releasing beliefs that once felt familiar. It involved acknowledging truths that were difficult to face. Growth requires honesty. Honesty requires courage. You had to look directly at the patterns that once held you back. You had to admit where you abandoned yourself to be loved. You had to recognize where you accepted less than what your spirit needed. These realizations may have been painful, but they were freeing. They created space for authenticity. Authenticity is expensive. It costs the version of you that you no longer need. Authenticity requires releasing what is not true. You have been releasing, slowly, patiently, quietly, piece by piece. Every time you chose what aligned with your spirit, rather than what satisfied your fear, you were stepping deeper into your true identity. Every time you chose clarity over confusion, peace over chaos, presence over distraction, you were returning to yourself. Your relationship with yourself has transformed. You speak to yourself differently now. You treat yourself differently. You rest without guilt. You honor your emotions instead of suppressing them. You give yourself permission to slow down when needed. You allow yourself to feel joy without waiting for it to disappear. These internal changes are extraordinary. Many never learn how to do this. The chosen one does. There is a new softness in you, but it is not weakness. It is strength without tension. It is power without aggression. It is confidence without noise. The chosen one no longer needs to be loud. Your energy speaks for you. Your presence speaks for you. Your calm speaks for you. People may begin to notice this before you do. They may comment that you feel different. They may look at you longer, sensing something they cannot name. This is your spirit arriving before you speak. As your inner world stabilizes, opportunities begin responding to you differently. You may notice new openings appearing naturally. You may notice conversations aligning unexpectedly. You may notice resources showing up at the exact time you need them. This is not luck. This is resonance. What is aligned with you is now able to find you, because you are no longer hiding from yourself. The chosen one learns how to receive without expecting loss. You are no longer waiting for blessings to be taken from you. You are no longer bracing for disappointment. You are no longer preparing for collapse. The trauma of scarcity is dissolving. Scarcity once taught you to grip tightly. Scarcity once taught you to fear change. Scarcity once taught you that security was fragile. Now your security is internal. It cannot be taken. It cannot be threatened. It cannot be erased. The fullness of your spirit is the foundation of everything you are receiving. Your external abundance is simply a reflection of that foundation. When your internal world is unstable, wealth cannot stay. When your internal world is grounded, wealth rests easily. Your relationship with wealth is not built on fear. It is built on trust. Trust in your ability to handle more. Trust in your ability to discern who belongs at your table. Trust in your ability to say no when necessary. Trust in your ability to protect your peace. There is also a shift occurring in your social and relational environment. You may notice that certain connections no longer hold emotional weight. You are not angry. You are not resentful. You simply feel a natural distance. Your energy has moved into a new frequency, and not everyone is meant to join you there. The chosen one does not chase people. The chosen one allows those who resonate to stay and those who do not to drift. This is not loss. It is alignment. Your presence has become selective. You no longer enter environments that drain your spirit. You no longer tolerate conversations rooted in negativity or limitation. You no longer feel compelled to explain yourself to those who cannot perceive you. You understand that your path does not need validation to be real. This is maturity rooted in awareness. Money does not change the chosen one. Money reveals the chosen one. Wealth expands the direction your heart is already moving in. Your heart is moving toward peace, toward wholeness, toward alignment. Wealth will amplify that. Opportunity will amplify that. Expansion will amplify that. You are being trusted with more because you are guided by love rather than ego. There is nothing you need to chase, nothing you need to force, nothing you need to hurry. You are already aligned with what is approaching. Remain open, remain steady, remain grounded. There comes a point in your evolution where you begin to notice how differently you move through life. Situations that once caused stress now feel manageable. Conversations that once drained you no longer hold your attention. Patterns that once repeated themselves have quietly dissolved. This change is not accidental. It is the outcome of the inner clarity you have developed. The chosen one does not rise through force. The chosen one rises through understanding. understanding of self, understanding of energy, understanding of purpose. Your energy is your currency long before money enters your hands. Where you place your energy determines the direction of your life. You are becoming selective with where your energy goes. You no longer waste your time proving what is already true. You no longer chase what is not meant for you. You no longer grip tightly to what tries to leave. This is the sign of someone who trusts themselves and trusts the timing of their path. Trust is your new foundation. There may be moments recently where you feel a deep sense of peace without a specific reason. Peace that does not depend on circumstances. Peace that appears within you like a quiet glow. This is your spirit telling you that you are aligned. The chosen one carries an internal peace that others can feel before they understand it. Peace is proof of alignment. Alignment is proof of growth. Growth is proof of readiness. You are ready. Your life is entering a stage where consistency becomes easier. Not because challenges disappear, but because your relationship with challenge has changed. You no longer see challenge as something to fear. You see it as guidance, as refinement, as strengthening. You have learned how to hold yourself in moments of uncertainty without collapsing. This stability is what abundance recognizes. Stability is what wealth resonates with. Wealth gravitates toward those who are grounded. There may have been seasons where grounding felt difficult, where your emotions felt heavy, where your mind felt overwhelmed, where your heart felt tired. Those seasons taught you how to return to yourself. They taught you how to breathe through discomfort. They taught you how to rest when necessary. They taught you how to listen to your own needs. These lessons are now woven into your spirit. They are not temporary. They are permanent. The chosen one carries wisdom that was earned, not taught. Your wisdom does not come from books or theories. It comes from experience. It comes from living through emotional storms without losing your depth. It comes from walking through silence without losing your voice. It comes from holding yourself when no one else understood your journey. This wisdom is priceless. It is what makes you capable of holding abundance without losing yourself. As your abundance expands, your identity strengthens. Identity is the anchor that prevents you from being moved by external change. When you know who you are, you do not shape yourself to fit environments. You allow environments to adjust to your presence. You no longer enter rooms seeking acceptance. You enter with awareness, observing whether the room aligns with your spirit. This shift changes how life responds to you. People will begin to treat you differently, not because you demand respect, but because your presence makes them aware of their own behavior. Your calmness influences the environment. Your clarity influences conversation. Your authenticity influences energy. The chosen one transforms spaces simply by existing within them. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to announce anything. You simply be. There is a quiet power in sitting fully in who you are. This is where your abundance stabilizes. This is where opportunities find you rather than you seeking them. This is where life feels like it is unfolding rather than being forced. Forced progress feels like strain. Aligned progress feels like flow. You are entering the flow stage. The chosen one learns to move without urgency. Urgency belongs to fear. Flow belongs to trust. You are not rushing toward your blessing because you understand that it is already moving toward you. Your energy is no longer scattered. Your energy is concentrated. A concentrated spirit is magnetic. Your wallet being full is not the climax. It is only the beginning of a new rhythm. A rhythm of expansion. A rhythm of embodiment. A rhythm of presence. You are learning how to carry the weight of abundance without losing your balance. You are learning how to remain open while remaining grounded. You are learning how to receive with grace. This next chapter is not about proving that you have arrived. This next chapter is about living in the fullness of your arrival. Remain open to where your spirit leads. Remain steady in your choices. Remain gentle with yourself as you expand. The waves are still rising. There is a noticeable shift in how you respond to life when inner abundance begins to anchor itself. You are no longer easily swayed by external changes. You no longer absorb the emotions of others as if they are your own. You no longer allow temporary circumstances to define your identity. This is what inner wealth feels like. It does not shout. It does not rush. It does not seek validation. It simply exists, steady and quiet within you. The chosen one learns to see everything from a higher vantage point. You have begun to recognize the patterns that govern your life. You see where you once acted from fear. You see where you once stayed silent, to keep peace that did not exist. You see where you once compromised yourself to hold on to situations that were beneath your spirit's calling. Now, you no longer move from fear. You move from clarity. This clarity is a form of wealth. There is a richness in knowing your worth that cannot be purchased. This richness changes the quality of your relationships, your decisions, your environment, and your voice. You are no longer available to anything that asks you to disappear. You are no longer interested in shrinking to be accepted. You are no longer willing to negotiate your value to be included. The chosen one does not belong everywhere. The chosen one belongs where the soul is recognized. As your spirit rises, your external world adjusts. This adjustment may feel unfamiliar. Things that once felt essential may fall away. People who once held a large space in your life may begin to fade. Habits and routines that once defined your days may dissolve. This is not loss. This is alignment. When your inner world expands, your life reorganizes itself to match your new frequency. The chosen one learns how to release without resistance. You are not forcing change. You are allowing it. You are letting life shape itself around your growth. You are not clinging to what no longer nourishes you. You are not remaining out of obligation. You are honoring your spirit's movement. This is maturity born from self-awareness. Your peace has become your priority. You protect your peace by choosing environments that nurture your spirit. You protect your peace by maintaining boundaries that honor your needs. You protect your peace by allowing space rather than forcing connection. Peace is a form of wealth that cannot be replaced by anything external. Once you have tasted it, you cannot return to chaos. The chosen one learns to listen to life without needing to control it. This is where abundance flows most freely. When you are no longer afraid of losing, you open the door to receiving. When you are no longer afraid of change, you invite expansion. When you are no longer afraid of being alone, you create space for what is meant for you to enter. Your wallet, becoming full, is a symbol of this inner security. Money travels to those who can hold it. Money remains with those who do not fear its presence. You are no longer trying to cling to resources out of fear of lack. You are circulating energy in ways that support your growth. You are making choices from your highest self rather than your wounded self. This changes everything. There is also a shift in how you view success. Success no longer looks like achievement for approval. Success no longer looks like comparison. Success no longer looks like exhaustion. Success now looks like alignment. Success looks like waking up with a calm mind. Success looks like living from truth rather than survival. Success looks like being able to breathe in your own presence without struggle. Your life is becoming intentional. Every choice carries meaning. Every action carries awareness. Every step is grounded in clarity. The chosen one lives with purpose, not performance. You do not need to impress. You do not need to convince. You do not need to compete. You are not in competition with anyone. Your path is sacred. Your timing is sacred. Your unfolding is sacred. The fullness you are stepping into is not loud. It is steady. It is consistent. It is lasting. Temporary highs are not what you are entering. You are entering sustained expansion. This is growth that stays because it is built on who you have become.